This is the year that I truly believe you will see multiple businesses being started by guys that have no business experience, but they will run more efficiently than businesses that have been established for years. And the whole point, the whole reason will be AI automations. They will learn it. They've already are learning it and they will implement right away. So now it is completely leveling the playing field. And if you have started a business and you have not started implementing AI and different automations in your business, these newer companies that are going to be starting now in 2026 will be competing with you who have been established for years because now they are figuring out ways to use AI to get customers. They're using new ways to make sure that their Google profile is legit and running at fully optimization. And you are still struggling to get out your invoices. You are still struggling to get reviews automated. You're doing all these tasks manually while these newer guys are going to be coming in fully automated and just running way more efficiently than you have been in 15 years. My name is Ben, and I have started two different construction companies. The first one, I did everything the hard way. I was figuring out business on the fly with no systems in place and kind of grew slowly and steadily. It actually grew to multiple six figures a year. Then I hit a really bad job with just nothing in place, no guardrails, no protection, and ended up just kind of burning me out. So I jumped into construction sales. The first year I did $2 million in sales. And then I got a bunch of old customers calling me back, wanting me to do work for them. So I decided to start my own business again, learning now all the systems I did in my little previous stop of a job and implemented all of these new systems and a whole new way to think and to operate a business and have successfully grown that business to over seven figures. So today is all about automations, it's all about AI, and it is leveling the playing field for construction businesses and service based businesses. Gaining customers is still the number one thing that we business owners need. We need customers in order to be a business. We need customers coming in and we need them to be paying. And we need our cost for acquiring the customer to be very low, if not any spend at all. And so, how do we find customers? How do we get customers? And we want to spend on Angie's List, we want to spend on Google and Google ad sponsors, and we're spending on Yelp, and all these different platforms are still, yes, necessary, but now ChatGPT and other platforms are being used to find businesses like you and like that you're running. And the crazy thing is, these new guys that are starting their business are coming in already thinking automation. They're thinking AI. They're thinking ahead of the curve. This AI world that we are living in today is leveling the playing field for you established business owners. Because let's face it, how much money you spend in your office every single week with all your admin staff. A bigger company, maybe you're a mid-sized company and you're still spending a lot and just your salaries in the office alone trying to run efficiently. But now you're having a guy start a business today and can automate everything that you are paying for in the office, and he's barely paying $200 a month for it. And that's just off of little subscriptions through AI platforms. While you're spending thousands a month, he's spending a couple $100 a month. And then when you go out to estimate, you have all of this overhead. You have the cost of your estimator, the cost of your production manager. You want to actually make money because that's the whole point of you running a business. But now this guy who's running super efficient, super effective is only charging a fraction of what you're charging, and he's still doing the same quality that you're doing. And on top of it, everything that he's doing is automated. So he's getting the text back to the customers quick, all automated. If he misses a call, a customer is getting a text back automated right away, and you are doing it manually. I hope that maybe you're starting to see different things, different platforms that you're starting to implement in your business. But if you're not, we're going to break down some things right now that you should be implementing today in your business so that you don't get left behind by these guys that are just starting off. Now, this is going to be a battle. This video is going to be a battle for you who are just starting and you're going all in this year. I'm starting my own business. Good for you. Let's automate. Let's go at it. And this is also for you, the long-standing guy with 15 to 20 years of experience running your own business. This is for you too, because times are changing where the guy that's just starting off is competing with you right away, which is a scary thing when you think about now your longevity and how long you've been in business doesn't necessarily mean you have a leg up anymore. It's all this AI automation is leveling the playing field. And why is that? Well, because the new guy that's just starting now he's running efficiently, effectively, and he's landing jobs at more of a rapid rate. While you have all this marketing spin, you have all this office spin, you have the years of experience, and you have this like longevity, and you're like really hanging your hat on that, which is great because being in business, because some that will matter to some customers of how long you've been in business. But oftentimes customers are also now, because of the world that we are in today and the market and how this world, the wars and rumors of wars and taking over different islands and presidents and ships in the ocean, all the things that are happening, right, affects the market and affects the way people spend money. So your longevity and how your premium price, because you have to pay for all the expense that you have in your office, not may not necessarily be worth the extra $1,000 or $2,000 that somebody that's just starting off is offering. And because now you are playing it with, you had the estimator and you had the project manager, and now you have a one up on this guy that can barely answer his phone. But now that guy who's, yes, maybe he's on the ladder, maybe he's doing the work too and doing the estimates and running the invoices and all the back end office stuff. But now with AI and automations, my dude, he is starting to do all that automatically and using AI. So when he's on the ladder and he is working, guess what? His phone's being answered and his customers are being taken care of, all for a really, really low rate and a really low monthly price. Where you, on the other hand, have all this office staff and you're paying for all this office staff and all these salaries, and you have to continue to land multiple jobs, multiple things a week, a month. Your quarterly revenue has to be extremely high because you have to pay for all of this overhead. Now, in this day and age, overhead probably isn't going to be the longevity anymore because there's going to be guys, and one guy in his truck, in his van, maybe even just in his home office is going to be able to fully compete with the guy that has a big office and all the vans and all the people in the office, paying all this staff, which in theory it's cool and it looks cool on your website, but that costs a ton of money. And in this day and age and in this market and the uncertainty of the world, we need to watch what we're spending and how we're spending our money, and we need to be very efficient. And also, I'm not saying that we need to be getting rid of all these people, but maybe we can be better utilizing some of the people that are in your staff versus just sitting at a desk answering a phone when all that could be automated. Because let's face it, your receptionist can get moody. Your receptionist may be hungry in that moment. And when somebody calls, they're a little bit snappy because it's right at lunchtime and it rubs the customer wrong, which then goes the other way. They go with somebody else that answers the phone more friendly, right? We're all human. But if you had a 24/7 AI receptionist that doesn't get moody, that doesn't get hungry, that doesn't have feelings or emotional attachment to whatever's going on in the world. They just answer the phone friendly every single time. They are 10 for 10 every single time, every single day, answering the phone directly to the customer's needs, booking, taking payments, canceling appointments, getting on the calendar, answering questions friendly, efficiently, and always pointing back to getting them on the calendar for your estimates or taking payments. Never needing a day off, never needing to be have a talk with you in the office because they need to feel like they're appreciated. None of that, which is fine, because being an owner of a business means you also need to be a good leader of people. So there's just like weird balance, because I'm a huge advocate of training up people, being in their corner, raising up leaders around you, and just kind of you as a business owner becoming the best leader that you can possibly be for yourself as well. But now we're in this day and age that people are just so emotional because of everything that's happening in the world, whether you're on one side of the fence or completely on the other side of the fence. Like, there's no really in between anymore. We don't have the in between conversations anymore. If you voted for one president, then the other side hates you. If you voted for the other president, then the other side hates you. There's no in between middle ground anymore. This is the day and age that we're living in, and it's just a different world. And we're in a different world as this AI automation world is growing at a faster rate. AI doesn't just necessarily grow weekly, monthly, quarterly. AI is adapting and growing daily. And if you aren't staying up to date, if you aren't starting to implement things today, then even a month down the road in the middle of 2026, you are going to be feeling really left behind, especially as these newer guys that are going to be starting businesses are going to be competing with you and going toe to toe with you at a more effective and efficient rate, because they have no overhead in their office. And while you have all this overhead that you're worrying about, stressing out about, this one man band has no worry about the office. They're landing customers efficiently. They're taking the customer in this whole entire white glove service, and now they can go after really good employees as they start to grow and start landing so much work because they're so efficient and effective. So now they have all this money in the bank all of a sudden, when before, we all know, when we first started our business, you were grinding and you're taking every job and trying to build up stacks in your bank account, where now these guys who are coming out of the gate swinging at us for coming in efficiently, effectively, and landing customers and looking professional right away, having no business experience, but they're just using AI and automations to help them out. This, what I'm telling you right now, is leveling the playing field. So if you're a business that's a little bit slow to want to implement AI, you're not really sure where to start, where to begin, I would recommend right now that you get on our platforms and get signed up for our workshop that we host every third Saturday, where we break down every single thing that you can implement into your business, show you actually how to do it, and then send you off with tools that you can put in your business and start right away. This isn't what this video is for, but we also want to make sure that we are being helpful too, because in this world that's changing ever so quickly, there is going to be a time where your longevity and almost, I want to say, like your ignorance of not wanting to get with the times, not wanting to implement, not wanting to take the time to learn, you are going to be left behind and your business is going to look like a dinosaur, because all these other companies that are going to be starting in are going to be competing with you day one. And now we have all of these new franchise companies that are like really trying to poach people, and they're really trying to get people to start, and they're putting them up in all territories. And what do they have? They have all the backing of all that money to be able to implement all the softwares and the AI stuff and the call centers. And so now, not only are you competing with the new guys that are coming in and automating and doing everything the right way, you're competing with the uptick of all the franchise companies that have all their back end marketing spend and all their fancy little things, while you have just established a business for 15 to 20 years, and you're trying to now compete, and you're getting hit from all sides trying to just stay alive. You're trying to keep your people. Why? Because you actually care. You've hired these people, you've invested, you have the Christmas parties and the birthday parties, and you've really poured into this business and you've created this legacy. But you are starting to feel that tension of growth and uncertainty of this whole new world of AI and automations. So don't be scared of AI. Don't be afraid to start implementing and learning. I've even heard really cool things of people doing. They've like hired just AI specialists to come into their office and just hire them full time. Or we have a service for our company, and you can just hire a company like us where we can just start showing you all the cool things to implement, and then we implement them for you, and then we walk your staff through it so that they aren't just like figuring out all these new automations and things that are happening. And people are a little bit afraid, especially the people in the office, because all you hear on the news is millions of people are losing their jobs to AI. And yes, that is sadly true. So we need to be learning, we need to be adapting, and we need to be growing, and we need to understand what AI is, and we need to understand how to use it. And if we can understand it and better position ourselves with the market, our local markets, then we will see our businesses continue to grow and to continue to be able to compete with any kind of business that starts up. We are still going to be right there with them, competing for all the work. And here's the thing, and this is the thing that we kind of see as we search on for companies to reach out to and to help. We just look at your Google profile. Your Google profile tells me everything I need to know about your company. If you say that you've been in business for, let's just say, 15 years, and you only have 20 Google reviews, and yeah, maybe they're 5 stars, which good for you. But you've been in business for 20 years and you only have 20 Google reviews. That is a problem. That is a disconnect. And why is it? Is it because people just are I like to call it review fatigued, where they just get bombarded by everybody, that anything they buy anytime, they're just all the reviews, all the review forms, all the emails, all the text messages, and maybe they're just fatigued and I'm done? Or did you even send them a review email? Or did you just ask and maybe send them once, versus you just automating your review email form and it just continues to follow up until they leave a review? Because what happens? You get busy, you get sidetracked, and you move on. And there's another customer, and you got to put out this fire. So you forgot about that review, when the whole time, if you just were to automate it, you would have multiple reviews every week, every month, and you would look at your Google profile of 15 years of experience or in business, which is great, but not only having 20 reviews. You would see yourself having hundreds, if not thousands of reviews. Because let's face it, some customers will just not leave reviews no matter what you do. You can offer them a free whatever, the free best thing that you have to offer in your business, and customers still won't leave you a review because they're just stingy like that. I get it. Trust me, being in construction for over 10 years and trying to get reviews and doing all the things and giving out free coffee cards and free incentives and all this stuff to get reviews, and people still won't do it. You're like, what do I have to do? Paint your whole house for free? Give you a whole new roof? What, upgrade all your windows for free to get the review? And sometimes it feels like that, but a lot of times, if you can just have it automated where it's every couple days, just reminding them, because obviously there's the other side where people get busy and they are just life just happens, and maybe they want to leave the review, but the things happen and they just need that reminder, and you feel bad and or annoying to keep reminding them, but just have it automated. Because like I said, AI and the automations, they don't have feelings. They just work for you. And that's what we need. We need AI, we need automations to be working for you in your business effectively and efficiently, and making the whole entire process for the customer seamless, so that there is no hiccup and there is no missteps. This is a world that we are living in where there is no more excuses to have missteps or mishaps in your operations. I'm going to say it again. We are in a world right now in 2026 where there is no more excuse to have any kind of mishaps or hiccups in your operations. Why do you say this? And how do you say this? Because of the world of AI and automations and all the things and all the steps that AI and automations can be doing for you in your business, there is no more excuses for you to have any mishaps. Your customer experience should be completely flawless from the time they find you till the time that they leave you a review. That whole entire process should be flawless for them. Now, the actual work side, that's on you. You as a business owner, you as the one that has your name on the LLC, that's your responsibility. And that's where you should be spending your time, all of your efforts, all of your energy, all of your training of your staff should be, how can we one up what we just did? How can we be better? What kind of processes, what kind of systems can we implement for our quality so that we stand the test of time, so that we beat out all these other competition, the franchise guys and these new boys that are just starting up? How can we separate ourselves? You're going to separate yourself if your whole entire focus is focusing on quality control, 100% customer satisfaction. If you think about it, because obviously you're the business owner, so you care about quality, you care about the customer satisfaction, because all of that negativity, if it is any, comes back on you. And all the positive stuff also comes back on you. So if everything else is being automated from the time that the customer finds you to the time that they leave their review, in your whole, and all that's being handled, not by humans, but by AI and automation. And now your team or you and a couple other guys, or maybe just you, you're 100% focused on just how can we strive to be 100% guarantee quality is the best, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Think about your mind frame. Think about your mindset. Now, if that's all the things that you were focusing on, you weren't focusing on trying to chase invoices or fixing invoices or all these missed calls, these missed texts, the emails that are being unread, and all the things that bog down, making SOPs, trying to make procedures, doing all these different things that you're just like pulled in every single direction. What if you only needed to worry about your quality control? What if that was your whole goal, the customer experience? Thinking of different ways just to make that white glove experience for the customer. That right there, my friend, is going to separate you from everybody else who's just trying to get stacks and get their bags and try to land as many jobs as they can with all their little automations and their call centers and all the estimators. But you having all these things in place can just focus on quality control and making sure that customer experience is 10 out of 10. This is what's going to separate you in your business, because still right now in the home service, construction, or any kind of service-based business world, we still need humans. We still need people to actually do the work. We don't have a bunch of robots walking around and on job sites doing the thing yet. I say yet because probably down the road we can have this conversation. It'll be a little bit different. But even in then, we still need the customer quality, still needs to be 10 out of 10. And if we can focus on that. And it's not just like a thing that's nice or, yeah, of course, but like, no, that's what you live. That's what you breathe, is just focusing on customer quality, that customer experience. Then you're going to get the reviews easy. Then they're going to refer you to all their friends, and and it's not going to just be, the reviews are going to be actually really thoughtful, detailed reviews. Well, why? Because their whole entire experience was flawless. Not only the communication, not only just that whole process at the back end, but the actual work, which is the whole reason why they're hiring you, is to get a good quality work is actually done efficiently, it's effectively, it's flawless. They love it so much. They're just blown away by the whole thing. If you were only to worry about that and care about your employees and make sure that they're good, and like the actual heart of why you hired the employees and how the people in the office, and you go above and beyond, and your Christmas parties and your little holiday get-togethers and the birthday parties in the office, or maybe the summer barbecue, you can focus on those things that actually matter, so that these people, they want to work harder for you. They want to stick around. They want to see this thing succeed. Why? Because you're focused on taking care of them. Your focus is the customer experience. This is what a business owner should be worrying about. We are in that day and age where you don't need to be juggling and wearing 17 different hats in a day. You could be wearing one. You could be wearing maybe just two: customer experience and your employee retention. I mean, think about that. If that's the only thing you had to worry about, everything else is being tracked, everything else is being managed, everything else is being taken care of, and it's running efficiently, everyone's happy, bills are getting paid, jobs are coming in, and you're just worried about your customers. This is what I'm talking about. And maybe I'm going on and on and on because I want to paint the picture for you. I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm trying to get you to unlock in your brain the potential and the thing that you should be focusing on in your business. And that is customer quality, 100% satisfaction, and also how your employees are feeling in the retention of them. Because let's face it, like if you're worrying about invoicing, you're trying to track down that customer, and you're worrying about the lumber order or the paint order, you're trying to get colors, you're answering all these emails, you got your phone just blowing up, and it's just a jumbled mess. These other two main points that are the whole point of why you've been successful in business are slipping through the cracks because you can't focus on them. If you 100% put that effort on those two things, you are competing, and you are staying ahead of all of your competition and all the new competition that's coming in, trying to run efficiently, trying to run these little AI businesses, right? Because now you are running with AI, you are running with automations, and your focus is different now. Because also, here's the thing, you have 15 years of experience. So that is good. That now that 15 years of experience, people are gonna feel it, versus like you just putting it on your website, 20 some years of experience on a Google profile, and okay, cool, but like you don't answer your phone, so that doesn't really go well. It took you 3 days to answer the email. I filled out the form online and didn't hear back from you yet, or it took multiple days. Well, you have these little new companies that are just starting off with all this little automation, and it's just happening right away. This is just a new world that we're living in, and it's very easy to get caught up in where should I do, and where should I go first, and what app should I use, and how do I use chat gpt, and what about all these other ones, and how do I implement this, and why isn't this working, and you can get so overwhelmed that you just don't actually move, and you don't actually do anything. And this is where a lot of business owners are being caught in the middle of, they know they should implement AI, but they're not. And this is where we come in at Access AI Solutions. As we come in, we help you figure out exactly what it is that is your bottlenecks first. Like, let's start there. Let's start with like what's being jumbled from when you acquire a customer, because if you're not even acquiring a customer, then that's a problem too. But when a customer comes in, where does that customer go? And like, we draw on the whiteboard what the customer journey is. And if it's just the all over the place and then maybe you don't even know, it's a problem. So that's the things that we can come in and we fix, and we make sure that you are all 100% lined up so that you are running efficiently, effectively, and competing with all these new companies that are coming in and implementing AI. So don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of automations or where to start, where to begin. I want to say it like this: whatever you think of, or you might say, this would be nice if I could do this. This would be nice if that would do that. We are in a world right now where if you can think it, it can do it. 100%. That's not an exaggeration. If you think of it, you feel like, man, I wonder if we can do that. Or maybe back in remember those times in the early days when you're starting your business, and you're like, oh man, that'd be really cool if this could just do it like that, or X connected to Y, and it all just kind of work together. We are in this new day and age where if you think it, it can be done. And it's as simple as that. I don't want to over exaggerate. I don't want to make it seem like what this, like we live in the space age. Like, we can make an app for whatever you need in your business in a matter of minutes. 100% dialed in. What used to take app creators months, if not years, to really perfect and dialed in, by the time they finally rolled it out, it was almost like obsolete because something else kind of came out. We are in a day and age where any kind of bottleneck in your business, anything that says, this would be really nice if we can just, a customer could book online through the app and then pay out all the, this is what I'm saying, that can be created in a second, and it runs efficiently. It's all hooked up to everything else that you have automated, and your estimators, your project managers, your people in the office, your architects, it's flawless. It all hooks to all the stuff they're already using, and everybody, it's just a seamless process. And if you're not staying innovated and continually learning, continually growing, continually think, how can we be better as a company? How can we be more efficient as a company? You will be left behind, because there's coming other companies coming in right now that are creating apps, that are creating websites, that are creating landing pages, that are creating ways to connect with customers in a way that you are just hoping and praying about. They're actually doing it. Or maybe you're not even thinking about it because you're too bottlenecked up with every other task in your office, and you can't focus on the creativity. You can't think of innovations. You can't think of like, how can we continue to grow as a company? How can we stay in front, stay ahead of this AI crazy world that we're living in? These are the things that we need to be focusing on. I would encourage you, as you wake up in the morning and you're fresh in your brain and you're drinking your cup of coffee, before you check the emails and your Instagram and all the other things that are going to demand you of that day, I would have a journal. I would have a note taker, because now there's cool things even on your phones that you can just take your thoughts, write down, and it organizes it for you and implements it for you, by the way. So, and just think, take time to think, and take time to think of different ways that my business can be better today. Think of what would be nice. What are some bottlenecks right now that are really bogging the whole system down? Think about your customer's whole entire journey as they come find you, wherever they find you from. They fill out the form. They filled out to get an estimate. They get the estimate back. They look at the estimate. They want to go with you. The follow up and all that. They booked you, getting on the calendar process, the work process, the end result, and the very end when they pay the final invoice and leave their review. Think about even just the whole transaction of that customer and what ways can you be better? What ways could we be better? What would be cool if this happened? Write it down. Because what I'm telling you right now, if you can stay ahead right now, if you can think of would be nice if, I'm telling you, mark my words, you can make it happen. It could be done. We're in the day and age where you don't have to pay tens, if 15 hundreds of thousands of dollars to some company that has all this coding things and experience, and you're not like they're giving you all this jargon. They have no idea when it's like, well, obviously I'm not going to do that. Now, with a fraction of the cost, it can be done. It could be up and running within less than a month. And if you want to get even wilder, it could be up and in the same week, the same day. It's insane right now what could be created through different things with using AI and different automation platforms. I'm telling you, it's time to take time to think, to write systems, to think what would make my business stand out. Look, if you've been in business for 10 plus years, you know systems. You felt the pain of payroll and taxes, and you've had the customer experiences. You know how to acquire customers. You know how much it costs to get customers and the ups and downs of the years. It's like, okay, you have all that experience. So like let's take that knowledge and let's make you better. Let's make you better. Let's make your company better. And what do we have to do? We have to think. We have to don't be so reactive. We need to be proactive. Stop being reactive where you're getting blown up and you're getting emails and you're trying to catch up, but be proactive where we're thinking ahead, we're taking time to think, and we're implementing new processes and we're implementing new apps, new web pages, new landing pages, new AI receptionist that's available 24/7, not a call center, just an AI receptionist that's 24/7 that can answer all of the calls that come in the day, answer the questions, like think about different things that would be nice if, write them down, and then let's get them into implementation. And once we can do that, you're going to see yourself making so much more money year by year, month after month. And you're going to be these guys that are trying in and they're trying to compete with you. You're staying ahead of them. You're staying with them. You're staying innovative, because if you're innovated and you're have all the same stuff that the little guy has, guess what? Now your 15, 20 years of experience actually comes into play because you have all the same stuff they have and more and experience. So stay ahead of the game. Don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of automations. I'm going to keep on saying it. You can see me on my Instagram, see me on LinkedIn. I'm going to keep saying the same thing. Why? Because there's going to be a time. There is going to be a time where if you don't stay ahead and if you don't start implementing, you will be left behind, because you're going to be too far behind. And that's going to be the scary part for you. That will be the scary part of like, now what do we do? Because there's no pivot. There's no like, well, what's this call? Well, let's call Ben now and we'll do it now. You can, and we'll still try to help, but you're going to be so far removed and so far behind the times of what it's capable of doing and where it's heading, that your company will just be obsolete, because it would just be a completely whole new system that won't even be able to run what you're running now. If you're running just archaic stuff that you've been running for the past 10 years, I would say if you're running the same systems that you've been running for the past 5 or the past 3 years and you're running the same stuff, you haven't updated, you haven't like entered in anything new, you haven't thought about anything new, you're already being left behind. Because whatever system you're running, if they're not updating, if they're not doing new little features, there's another system out there that's running 2 times better, 5 times better, period. And if you're running multiple things to all these other things and they all kind of connect together, it's clunky. That's clunky. Now you can have one software that runs everything. You don't have to have 10 different things that connect to each other, and this triggers this and that triggers that, and this platform over here, and you have 17 different subscriptions to all these other platforms that all try to connect together, and now you're looking for integrations that connect with this one to that one. You can have it all on one thing, one software. This is the world that we're living in now. So if you're sitting back in 2020 land and now we're moving into 2026 and you haven't updated anything, even if your systems are like clunky still and you're running multiple things to do one job, it's too clunky. You're being left behind because now there are systems that just run off one platform and they do everything that all your wild systems do, and you don't have to run it like that anymore. This is what I'm talking about. Staying ahead. Don't be left behind by because it works. I'm tired of hearing business owners say, well, right now it works. Right now, yes, maybe it does work. But next month, when something else comes out better and is 20 times faster than what you're running, it doesn't work anymore. And maybe for the time being, because you're blind, it's working right now. But guess what? Like I said, that new company that's going to start, they're going to come out and they come out swinging, they come out more efficiently, they come out more effectively, and they're going to come out more cost effectively. And you're stuck in 2020 land and we're just not there anymore. Start learning, start thinking, start seeing what would be nice. Make a list on your whiteboard in your office, maybe in your whiteboard at your home, have two of them, and just on top say, it would be nice if. And anytime you think of something in your business that it'd be nice if this could do that, write it down. Write it down and do some research on it, because if you did some research on it, you would figure out that it can actually be possible. And you can send us a comment, you can send us an email, and you can ask me, and you know what I'm going to say? Yes, it's possible. Let's get it done. Because maybe sometimes that's all you needed was a little bit of encouragement. Maybe you just needed somebody to give you the go ahead to think about it, to can this be done? This is your permission. Yes, it can be done. Yes, you can do it. Yes, anything right now in 2026 is possible. All you have to do is think. It is the easiest time in the history of the world to implement any idea that you have. Where years past, it would take months of back and forth emails and trying to really dial in some clunky app that really wasn't exactly what you wanted, but it kind of got it out there and you kind of did it and the software kind of works. And we're in a day and age where now it's just that you think it and you can create it within a matter of minutes. And this is the world that we live in. Whatever idea that you have, we are in a world that you can see that idea come to life within a month, within a week, within a day, period. It's not just, I wonder if this would be really cool. No, no more wondering if. This is like, when I think it, this could happen. If you become the thinker, that's the doer, you will be ahead of so many millions and millions of people across this world. Because first, you're thinking, and now you're not, now that you're thinking, you're writing it down, now you're implementing, now you're doing. Because once you start doing it and you're implementing it, now you're staying ahead of the game and you're creating things that you never in your wildest dreams thought would ever be possible. What I am telling you today, if you didn't get anything else, and if you're still listening to me, this guy ramble on, if you think it, it can be possible. And if you are a thinker and you are just implementing it, you are setting yourself apart from the majority of what people are doing in this world, because so many people are still thinking about what if and living in the past. We are moving towards this future that is changing ever so fastly, and if you can just think and you can implement, you will see yourself separating yourself from so much of your competition in your local industry, in your state, in your region. Pretty soon you might even see your business not even just grow to multiple locations across whatever area that you're in. Why? Because running another location in another city, another state, another territory is so much more easier now because of AI and automations. And now you're not bogged down by the what's going on in your territory because you've set up all these automations. So now you have freedom to create another location. We're in a day and age where starting another location is not just like, oh man, yeah, that'd be cool to have the location over there, or yeah, that one day, or well, I can take over the whole state. No, now we're in a day and age where you can start another location in another state, another territory within minutes. Why? Because if you have everything else set up, you have that freedom to think and to do and to implement. Now you're implementing, you're thinking, you're researching, and you're not just researching yourself and wondering what if. You're using tools like ChatGPT and different AI tools to help you research best areas, territories, and then it's implementing tasks and doing it for you. This is what I'm trying to say. The fact is that there's so many more ways to be implementing things and to be growing and to be constantly moving into a direction where we are separating ourselves from the competition. So take time to think every day, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, start somewhere, right? We're thinking of every way that our life could be better if. I wonder if, write that on the title of your page, your whiteboard, wherever you write stuff down. I wonder if, and just start writing things down. And when you write it down, I'm telling you, if I wonder if is yes, it's possible. And if you don't think it's possible, if your friends say you're crazy, send me a DM, send me an email, and I will encourage you. If you just needed the encouragement, even if we don't work together, if you just needed the encouragement, send me an email. I will fire you up. I will encourage you that like anything that you write on that list, I'm going to tell you, yes, it's possible. Let's get it done. Hey, I hope this video helps you. I hope it fires you up. I hope you see that there's a new way to think in business. I hope there's like a new way to just see this world differently. And if we take AI and automations head on and we're the thinkers, we're the movers, we're the implementers, you will set yourself apart from millions of people across the world. See you next time.